This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Tuesday, the 17th day of August in the year 2021. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here's what we're tracking tonight. Senior Minister of Finance Dr. Ashley Singh has indicated that the government through its agencies will be closely monitoring importers and businesses to ensure that the relief being offered to them trickles down to the ordinary man. During an interview on the Jumpstart Morning Show, Dr. Singh said the benefits from the various reliefs being offered by the government ought to reach consumers, adding that a close eye is being kept on the market.
This is something that we're monitoring very closely, not just through the GRA, but also through the Consumer Affairs Division of the Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce. We are monitoring developments in the marketplace to ensure that the benefits do trickle down, because we are introducing these measures with the intention of ensuring that final consumers benefit. But I was very happy also to see the private sector themselves acknowledge the importance of ensuring that the benefits trickle down. You might have seen a statement, I think there was a statement coming out of the Chamber of Commerce that made exactly this point, and that emphasized the importance of business passing on the benefits. So I agree with you completely, and it's something that we will certainly keep a close eye on. It's something that obviously the private sector recognizes the importance of as well, as was evidenced by their statement.
The finance minister also said he's pleased with statements from the private sector groups which have underscored the importance of consumers benefiting from the reliefs being offered by the government. Last week, the Guyana Revenue Authority in a statement warned importers about benefiting from the reliefs and not passing on those reductions in import charges to consumers. Finance Minister Ashley Singh said the government will be introducing more long-term measures as it moves closer to next year's budget and continues its development plans.
If you look at the 2020 and 2021 budget, there are a number of measures that we've put in there that are what I would describe as long-term. They're measures to restructure the tax system, to make it more friendly to consumers, to make it more friendly to businesses, putting in place the prerequisites to ensure that jobs are created, attracting investors to Guyana to create jobs. Those are the investing in infrastructure, which is so critical to catalyze longer-term growth and to create jobs. So there was quite a lot in both the 2020 and 2021 budgets to lay the foundation for longer-term economic growth, and in particular, longer-term economic growth that will see very significant job creation, which is what ultimately matters really to people. And Budget 2022 will certainly include more of this, a further rolling out of this agenda to accelerate economic development in Guyana, to continue to transform our country in the manner in which it has been transformed over the last 12 months, and to invest in the things that are important to catalyzing economic growth, creating jobs and generating income for all of the Guyanese people into the medium and long.
In the past year, the government has released a number of measures to assist citizens, especially vulnerable groups, during the COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic has created hardships for many persons. More news coming up in just a moment.
What's our purpose? Together, we rise. For our community, our customer, and our country. Our promises: strengthen our community, reliably connect our customers, innovate for all in our country. Together, we rise.
Get back to your life. Take a shot, take a shot, take a shot, get back to your life.
A message from Republic Bank.
We've got exciting news! All 12-ounce yellow cab Buster are now only $100. Buster, live in
Come
full
get
color.
your Buster, Buster $100. Come get your Buster, Buster $100.
Nobody's doing it big like Digicel this summer. Top up with $1,000 or more and collect the letters to spell the word RUSH for a chance to win one of 3 brand new Toyota Rush SUVs. Yes, you heard it right. 3 brand new Toyota Rush SUVs.
Drive in style for the summer. Hey, Digicel Summer Rush.
Start topping up now.
Let GBTI make your dreams of owning a home a reality. Buy or build your home with us. Let us help you to completely outfit your home and make it move-in ready. Need to purchase land? We finance that too. Benefit from our 10% down payment and interest rates as low as 4.25%. Calculated on the reducing balance with up to 30 years to repay. Switch your mortgage to us and learn about benefiting from the equity in your home. Invest wisely. Apply online or call your branch to schedule an appointment. GBTI, we see Guyana through your eyes.
Welcome back. President Irfan Ali announced 3 new measures last evening that he hopes will provide some assistance to some vulnerable groups in the country. In a live television broadcast, the president announced a one-off grant of $25,000 to all old age pensioners. The grant is equivalent to 1 month's payment in the old age pension. The president also announced that persons who receive monthly public assistance and those with disabilities will receive a $25,000 one-off payment. And GPL customers who utilize no more than 75 kilowatts of electricity per month will receive 1 month of free electricity. According to the president, about 40,000 persons will benefit from that initiative. Based on the GPL rates, it would mean that anyone whose monthly electricity bill is under an average of $3,000 will benefit. The president said the measures are in addition to other measures that he has introduced in the past months to cushion the hardships being felt by citizens.
Together, these 3 new measures will provide additional income support for $2.6 billion of $2.6 billion to our most vulnerable households. This comes on top of the COVID-19 relief cash grant that we rolled out as soon as we came into office, and which is currently in its 2nd phase. Once this phase is finished, the COVID-19 relief grant will have placed more than $8 billion in the hands of families across our country. My government remains committed to supporting all Guyanese as we navigate the current challenges of our time, as we build our country from the difficulties of the last 5 years, and as we work towards realizing the prosperity that inevitably lies ahead for our country and all of our citizens.
President Ali said his government will continue to look at measures that will benefit the Guyanese people. Opposition leader Joe Harmon last evening responded to the measures announced by the president, saying that the measures were clearly a reaction to public outcry and condemnation of the government and were designed to distract from the onslaught of negative publicity that the government has received over the weekend.
These ad hoc measures, there seem to be a desperate attempt by the installed regime to distract attention to what was taking place over the last weekend in New York. And the fact that a US congressman spoke about justice in Guyana and that there must be justice in Guyana.
The opposition leader does not believe the measures will bring real benefit to the people of Guyana.
These measures are ad hoc to say the least and are part of what I call the one-off grant government syndrome. Everything nowadays is one-off, one-off, one-off. So we have announced tonight a $25,000 one-off cash grant for pensioners. Secondly, a $25,000 one-off cash grant for persons living with disability. And thirdly, an electricity subsidy for persons consuming less than 75 kilowatts per month. Now, this money about consuming 75,000 kilowatts basically goes to GPL. It is a subsidy to GPL.
Mr. Harman described as offensive the president's announcement and his failure to announce salary increases for public servants.
What has happened to the public servants? What has happened to the teachers? You are just paying 25,000 for this, 25,000 for that, 15,000 for this. Like if you're going in the market and you're shopping. Where is the long-term plan to deal with the skyrocketing prices in the market? Where is the long-term plan to deal with the rising cost of living in this country? People are asking about that. That is what we want to know.
The opposition leader said the government is clearly creating a situation of dependency syndrome and want to get cheap political points. Without offering many details, the Guyana Police Force today announced that the New York Police Department is no longer probing a criminal complaint against Attorney General Anil Nandlall. In the statement, the police force said it contacted the NYPD following a request from the Attorney General to inquire whether a report was made against him. The Guyana Police Force said it was informed that a report was indeed filed against the Attorney General by Guyanese political activist in New York, Rickford Burke. However, the Guyana Police Force said the report was dismissed as frivolous and vexatious. The local police force also stated that Mr. Nandlall was never wanted by any law enforcement agency in the U.S. in respect to the offense, which local police described as non-arrestable. Questioned by journalists about when the information was sought and received, the Police Public Relations Department, which issued a statement, went silent. The Police PR Department was also unable to provide copies of any correspondence with the NYPD. The complaint filed against Mr. Nandlall was listed as aggravated harassment, which, according to the laws of New York, is a Class A misdemeanor, which is an arrestable offense. In response to the police force's statement, the political activist Rickford Burke, who filed the complaint against the Attorney General, said the Guyana Police Force is clearly playing politics and doing the bidding for the Attorney General. Mr. Burke said the case remains active and he sees the police force's statement as an attempt to interfere in the NYPD investigation against the Guyana Attorney General. Burke said the Guyana Police Force's quote from the NYPD that the matter is vexatious and frivolous is strange, since those are not words that would be used by the NYPD in discussing any criminal matter. The activist said he will be following up on his complaint against the Guyana Attorney General. For the second day in a row, the Ministry of Health has recorded 4 COVID-19 deaths, taking the country's death toll to 582. 2 of the deaths were from Region 3, while the other 2 were from Region 4. The Health Ministry also reported that 100 new cases of the virus have been detected in Guyana, taking the number of active cases to 1,031. Since the start of August, 1,078 new COVID-19 cases have been recorded, along with 36 deaths in 15 days. Region 4 continues to see the highest number of new and active COVID-19 cases and deaths. Concerns continue, however, about the situation in Regions 3, 6, and 9, which all continue to see increase in new cases. Well, while the government has implemented tough measures against unvaccinated citizens in an effort to boost its vaccination drive, the situation in Regions 8 and 10 remain concerning for health officials. The 2 regions continue to have the lowest vaccination rate in the country. The Health Minister, Dr. Frank Anthony, said about 59% of the country's adult population has received at least the first dose of one of the COVID-19 vaccines, and over 30% of the country is fully vaccinated. In offering a breakdown by region, Dr. Anthony revealed that Regions 8 and 10 continue to be a worry. 39% of Region 8's population has received the first dose of one of the vaccines, while for Region 10, 21% of the adults in that region has received a first dose shot.
As I said, it's 59.7% for first dose, with Region 10 having the lowest amount of persons who have received their first dose vaccine. And that's quite unfortunate that we're still having a slow uptake in Region 10.
The health minister contended that if the Delta variant starts to spread in Guyana, unvaccinated people will have a difficult time.
As I keep repeating, when the Delta variant gets here, unvaccinated people are going to have a much difficult time. And we have, we have the vaccines available, and we really need people to understand that it's necessary to get their vaccines and come out and get their vaccines, because without that, you're at the risk of getting sick and seriously ill. And if you get seriously ill, you'll be hospitalized, and you also stand the risk of dying from COVID.
Since the start of August, the Ministry of Health has been recording a steady increase in the vaccination rate, owing to several measures which were put in place that force people to be vaccinated if they want to visit government offices and agencies. Suriname President Chan Santoki arrived in Guyana this afternoon for a 4-day official visit. This is the Surinamese president's second visit to this country in the past year. The president and his delegation were welcomed to the country by Prime Minister Mark Phillips at the Chedijagan airport. The Surinamese delegation is made up of a number of high-ranking government officials and ministers. The visit will examine cooperation between Guyana and Suriname in several areas and also look at progress made on the various agreements that were signed between the two countries when President Irfan Ali made an official visit to the neighboring country last year. With both countries seeing more oil discoveries, a big part of the meetings will also focus on the development of the oil resources between Guyana and Suriname and also other natural resources. Let's tell you now that a Berbice woman who was getting ready to board a flight to Barbados with over 10 pounds of cocaine stashed in fern leaf milk packets is now in police custody, with no takeoff being planned. The 34-year-old self-employed woman of New Street, Cumberland, Kanji Berbice was preparing to board a Caribbean Airlines flight.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
We've got exciting news! All 12-ounce yellow cab Buster are now only $100. Buster, live in
Come
full
get
color.
your Buster, Buster $100. Come get your Buster, Buster $100.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right, walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong, be the one to live right.
What's our purpose? Together we rise. For our community, our customer, and our country. Our promises: strengthen our community, reliably connect our customers, innovate for all in our country. Together we rise.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Across the region tonight, the search for survivors of that weekend earthquake that killed more than 1,400 people in Haiti resumed today, after an overnight storm battered thousands left homeless with heavy rain before the weather front moved on. The quake brought down tens of thousands of buildings in the poorest country in the Americas, which is still recovering from another quake 11 years ago that killed over 200,000 people, and flooding caused by the storm has complicated those rescue efforts. By this morning, there was only light rain falling over the part of the country that was badly hit by the storm. At a tent city containing many children and babies, over 100 persons scrambled to repair makeshift coverings made of wooden poles and tarps that were destroyed by the storm overnight. Haiti's latest natural disaster comes just over a month after the country was plunged into political turmoil by the assassination of its president Jovenel Moïse on the 7th of July. In Trinidad and Tobago, the Trinidadian Guardian reports that Downtown Owners and Merchants Association head Gregory Aboud has announced that he's concerned that another lockdown could be the final nail in the coffin for business owners in the capital city of Port-au-Prince. Following months of closed doors, retail stores reopened yesterday, and as swiftly as sales restarted, there came a stern warning that the country cannot afford to slip up again. The official said any more COVID-19 restrictions could cripple businesses for good. The mayor of Port of Spain, Joel Martinez, and Trade and Industry Minister Paula Gupi-Schoon joined Aboud on a tour of retail businesses yesterday. Aboud said he was heartened to see the city pulsing with business activity after a debilitating period. He said while business owners were not strong-arming staff to vaccinate against COVID-19, he pleaded with shoppers to be responsible, since the industry's future hinges on their behavior towards the pandemic. And finally tonight, international news. Uganda is to take in 2,000 refugees who have fled Afghanistan after Taliban militants took power on Sunday. The deal was agreed following a request from the US government. The first group of 500 Afghans were expected to arrive today, but officials now say discussions about the arrangements are still ongoing. Uganda has a long history of welcoming refugees and is currently home to around 1.3 million people. The East African nation has the largest number of refugees in any country in Africa and the third largest in the world. The new Afghan arrivals will be tested for COVID-19 before they are sent to isolation centers, the officials have confirmed. The Taliban have returned to power 20 years after a US-led intervention ousted them in 2001. The Islamist group was able to seize control after most foreign troops pulled out of the country. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley, reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.